say it's a listener-built show tonight?
We're going to touch on a little bit of everything tonight. We're going to take our loyal viewers' questions. We're going to answer each and every one of them. We're going to talk a little bit about George Foreman. We're going to talk about intermittent fasting. We have so much to talk about tonight, big bro. So much.
Yeah, and it's all coming from our listeners, which makes it. We always tell you that your opinion matters, and truly it does. And we want you to like, share, and subscribe to the show, the Night Brothers Show. Make sure you're doing that.
Absolutely.
Make sure you're getting the word out to let others know about this incredible show. Because after all, your opinion matters here. So, hey, Mimi Lee, welcome to the show, baby. Good, glad to have you.
Mimi Lee.
Hey, Kenny.
What's up, Mimi
So what's
Lee?
going on with the NCAA basketball tournament, brother? What's going on with that?
I was just about to ask you, brother, how was your weekend and how did you enjoy the NCAA tournament?
Hey,
Both
man.
Maryland men and women made it to their next respective round. Now, Maryland is my home. Florida is my second home. Maryland plays Florida. I believe it's Thursday.
So, man, you got mixed feelings about the Sweet 16 round for Maryland.
I got mixed feelings. I'm not gonna lie. I'm a Maryland native, true to the heart.
Who gonna win?
Florida is my second home.
Who gonna win?
I don't know, bro.
Look, I know they're not the favorite. I'm still pulling with my Terps. I'm rolling with my Terps, laddie. I'm rolling with them till the wheels fall off, baby. So
I want to roll with them too.
Yeah,
I want to roll with them.
Look, Kenny. One more thing about that, then I'll move on. I am a little upset that the tournament lost one of its top female players who tore up her knee in the Juju Watkins. Man, I was so sorry to hear that, man. That young lady is dynamic and she's done for the year, but hopefully she'll be back better than ever. So hopefully she'll be back better than ever.
When I saw that when she grabbed her knee, I'm like, Lord have mercy. Yeah, that's it.
Yep.
But she's still young. She'll be back. She's still young. She'll be back.
So everybody, welcome to the show. We got a lot to cover tonight. Our whole crew is with us. Brother Arden is with us. Brother Lenny is with us. Brother Kenny, myself. Man, let's just get it and have a good time tonight. And don't forget to like and share this show. Miss Angela Dupree, how you doing this evening, dear?
What's up, Miss
If you're
Dupree?
not subscribe to the Night Brothers YouTube channel, make it a point to do that tonight. Don't wait. Do it now.
And don't forget to hit that notification button so every time we live or do something, you'll be the first to know.
Absolutely. Well, let's get it going. Let's get it cranking, little brother. All right, so tonight, the first thing we're going to talk about tonight, and this was not a part of our mailbag, but we had to put this in there because this man had so much impact, not only in the sports arena, but outside the sports arena, that we couldn't let this go by without commenting on it. Vibe number one tonight, now socially speaking, is remembering George Foreman. And we call him a boxing legend, but he was so much more than a boxing legend. And we're going to get into that with Vibe 1. Following that, man, that's when it's going to get really crazy. Tonight, Vibe number 2, we're going to answer your question as we answer the viewers' questions that came to the KBS mailbag. And the questions will be coming directly from you, and we'll be answering those questions. And hopefully, you'll respond to those in kind. If you have any additional comments, feel free to respond to that, because after all, your opinion matters. Hello to Vanessa Turner. Hello to Darlene Collins and anybody else who's joined us. Margaret, Nick, whoever else is here, we welcome you to the show. Let's get it.
Welcome back.
And in life, George Foreman. Born in 1949 in Marshall, Texas, George rose from humble beginnings to become one of boxing's greatest heavyweights. With thunderous power and relentless determination, he captured Olympic gold in 1968. And just a few years later, in 1973, he became the heavyweight champion of the world by defeating the legendary Joe Frazier. But Foreman's story wasn't just about titles or knockouts. After stepping away from boxing, he found a higher calling in ministry, mentoring young people and giving back to his community. Then came one of the greatest comebacks in sports history. At 45 years old, George Foreman reclaimed the heavyweight crown, becoming the oldest man ever to do so, proving to the world that determination has no age limit. Outside the ring, George was a businessman, an inventor, and a household name with his famous George Foreman grill, bringing health, family, and good food into millions of homes. A champion, a father, a mentor, a man of faith and purpose. George Foreman showed us the power of perseverance, the beauty of humility, and the joy of giving back. His legacy will inspire generations to come. Rest in peace, champ.
Rest in peace, champ.
Today, we remember a giant, both in the ring and in life, George Foreman.
Okay, so let's talk about George. And welcome to the show, everybody. Arden.
What's up, Master?
Appreciate it.
brother?
Peace and love, man. Doing wonderful, wonderful.
Good to see the people in the building. NASA. DC
Plenty
in the
good to see you
building.
last night, Lanny.
Darlene
Plenty good to see you.
Collins. What's up, Darlene?
Yeah, NASA up in the
Hey,
building.
Lanny, Odd, wasn't it good seeing Vanessa in person the other night?
Oh yeah, man. Beautiful place.
Absolutely.
Cheryl too, man. Cheryl the Queen, man. It was
Oh, yeah,
good to see
Cheryl, the
Cheryl.
Queen.
Good to see
The
Cheryl
Queen
Queen.
herself. The Cheryl Queen, the Queen herself.
Good to see the legend
What's
himself,
going
Mr.
on,
Rollins.
Wallace? Yes, sir.
Great event that we all was at the Legends of the Past and Future Legends Thank You Party. It was a good time, man. I had a lot of fun, man. The band played. We had a good old time.
Y'all
We had a
rocked
good
out
time.
there. I gotta give it up. You know what I mean? Y'all put it down.
Yes, sir.
Y'all was shining, son.
Shine
honored some, Shine Band, thank y'all. Honored some
Shine Band,
Paris Lane and Leslie Stanton
Yes,
and,
indeed.
and a young brother that I forget the young brother's name, but it was a good event, really good event. You know, a lot of fun, good food, good family, good friends, good fun. And that's what it should be about. Anyway, shout out to you, Alma. Putting that on.
Rest in peace, too.
But George Foreman, y'all, let's dive into George Foreman. I just want to start with the audience. No doubt, Darlene. Shout outs to George.
Appreciate it.
Rest in peace, George. Anyway,
Yes.
and yes, Mimi, it was fire. But I wanted to just ask y'all impressions of just go around the horn real fast. Give me, audience, this is for you too, so type in, because this is an interactive show. Type in one or two or three things about George Foreman's life that you find intriguing, interesting, or, you know what I mean, really kind of, or something you just want to say about the brother. Kenny, start with you.
Right.
First of all, not only was George Foreman a terrific, magnificent fighter, an Olympic gold medalist, but after his fighting career, he became an entrepreneur, as we all know, with the George Foreman grill. I think I still got one around here somewhere in the box.
Right?
For real. And he was a preacher. He got into religion. He was a preacher. But one of my memories of George Foreman is the Rumble in the Jungle. Kinshasa, Zaire in 1974. Even though he lost, he was highly favored. He was highly favored. And that's one of my memories. George Foreman was a beast, one of the hardest hitting fighters ever. He might have been hit harder than Mike Tyson in his prime.
Oh,
What
yes.
about you?
I can't say I can't argue that point. I can't argue that
Yeah,
point.
he was a hard hitting dude.
Yeah. How
What
about
about
you,
you,
Q?
Well, you know, these are maybe not the most important things about him, but these are things that I want people to know about him. I like people, if they weren't aware of it, I want them to be aware of it. That when George Foreman left this earth, he had an estimated value of over $300 million.
Good Lord.
$300 million.
Oh.
And when he sold the rights to the George Foreman grill. He sold the rights. He made over $138 million when he sold those rights. So Over half his wealth came from that, but that shows you that it was much more than the George Foreman Grill in which he accumulated his wealth from, because he more than doubled that amount. But he was a true Renaissance man, and a true Renaissance man in the sense that he made himself several times over. He went from a common thief to the military, to a professional boxing, from professional boxing to a champion, from a champion to a speaker, a minister, from a minister back to the ring, and from the ring, announcer, boxing announcer. And he remained himself.
I forgot he announced, Q. I forgot all about that. Yeah, he did.
Oh, yeah, that's what I said.
Who was it, Harold Merchant, or the white guy?
Harold Merchant. Yep,
the guy that me and Art used to say, man, shut up, Harold Merchant.
Yep.
Man, I was so happy when Mayweather said, man, you need to be fired, chump.
Art, kick it over to you, Art. What's some of your memories of intriguing things about George Foreman, Art?
Just an incredible soul. I mean, for real, one thing that people don't say and don't call him is a philanthropist. Because when he got out of the fighting game and went into ministry, he gave a lot of that money. He would have been all right. He gave a lot of money away. And even after he got back into fighting, he gave a lot of money away because he wanted back in so he could fund his church. A lot of people don't understand that, why he got back into fighting. And I would say he was a much better fighter the second time around, technically sound. And 45 years old, everybody was looking at him like I was looking at him. Man, don't go back in there and fight. But the man could hit hard. Hard. I mean, 45, when you dropping people as 20 years old like a wet rag. I mean, he got out there and fought better when he came out there the second time than he did the first time. In the first time, don't forget, he had the Bum of the Week Club. He went up in Madison Square Garden, beat 4 people up in one night. Don't nobody do that. It was almost like WWF, but real.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
Bam of the week. Oh man. So the next question I had was, how many kids did George Foreman have in total, and what was intriguing about his sons? And somebody answered it, but I want to know if y'all know or anybody else know before I put the answer up on the screen. How many kids did he have in total?
I know the answer, but I'll wait for it. I know the answer, but I'll wait for wait for our audience to answer. Let's let our audience answer first, Kenny, if they can. Let's see if anybody in our audience know the answer. If you know the answer, type it in. If not, we're gonna give you 5 seconds. If not, we're gonna give you the answer.
Anybody?
Well, I'm gonna give the second half of it. Mr. Priest said George Foreman named all 5 of his sons George Foreman.
That is correct. Yes. That is correct, Mr. Craig. That is. Did anybody know how many children he actually had? How many children he actually had?
How many altogether?
I want to say 11. I think he had 11.
No, he had a dozen. He had 12.
Oh, he had a dozen. Wow.
He had a dozen.
He had 6. He's 7 women. He's 7 girls and 5 boys.
Yep. He had a dozen.
Wow.
Big family. Huge family. Oh, and look, I gotta add this too, though, Natural. I gotta keep it real. And I gotta add this too. He also had 5 wives. I gotta add that too. That's probably why he had to come back and fight too. Next month.
Well,
12 children. He
had 5 wives too. So
he kept trying. Kept trying.
I don't. He didn't give up.
He wasn't no quitter.
Look, did you know that he dropped out of school at the age of 15 and spent time as a mugger? That was his profession, mugging people. At 16, he had a change of heart and convinced his mother to sign him up for the Job Corps. I did not know that.
Job Corps.
And Mimi got the answer 12 in there too. Mimi, did you look that up? Nessa say 7 kids, 7 daughters, Vanessa, but 12 in total.
12 altogether.
Yes, indeed. Yeah,
12 altogether.
He once said this statement right here. According to Foreman, who is he talking about? This is the question. Who is he talking about? George Foreman said this. I thought he was just one more knockout victim that I was going to have until the 7th round. I hit him hard to the jaw, and he held me and whispered in my ear, "Is that all you got, George?" And then George said, I realized this ain't what I thought it was. Who was he talking about? Who was he fighting at that
No,
time?
Natural. That is a great comment right there, though, man.
Who does
Hey,
that
man,
sound like? Who would
that's
say
what
something like that
somebody's
to
mind.
George?
Anybody
I mean,
know?
that is a great
Anybody in the
comment.
Anybody
crowd?
know?
Yeah. And that's what you
Pull
call
it in
keeping
there.
it real right there, too.
Yeah,
That's what you call
but
keeping
I'm
it
gonna
real.
tell you, when you know you hit as hard as he knew he
Yes,
hit.
sir.
You hit
Yes,
somebody,
sir.
you catch somebody solid, and they lean into you and say that to you.
And talk smack to you.
It definitely mess with your ego. Exactly,
Well,
Cheryl.
You in
Queen.
trouble in there.
The queen,
Now
put
she-
the queen up there, son.
Yeah.
There you go.
Yes, Cheryl Queen is correct.
Queen
Muhammad
know what it
Ali.
is.
Girl,
Muhammad
Queen.
Ali, on point.
Everybody should have known that. Only Ali would have the gall to
That
say
was in the
that.
rumble in the
Like
jump.
to keep talking.
Right beside you. Yeah.
Yeah,
And
that's
everybody
wild.
thought he was gonna die in that fight. They thought he was gonna kill Muhammad Ali.
Yeah.
Yep.
And for real, you're right. Because I
Really?
They
remember.
told Ali not to do it.
I remember like my mother and all of that. This was like back in the day. What year was that, Kenny? 19 what?
1974, October 30th.
Yeah, I was kind of a
1974.
youngster, and I remember my mother and my aunts and them saying, because they was all Ali fans. Ali was like had the ladies, and he had our moms and everybody's mom because he was a pretty boy.
Yeah,
right?
that bout.
Oh, don't
Yeah.
fight him! I don't want to see Ali fight George Foreman.
Don't hurt him. Don't hurt him.
Yeah, don't hurt Ali. You know.
That was the rope-a-dope.
Yeah.
Rope-a-dope got
Let's
to
keep
it.
it moving,
George
bro.
was beating people up.
Yes, indeed. All right, let's get on to the next thing, Q.
Yes,
Look,
sir.
tonight,
Yes, sir.
feature segment, Night Brothers Viewers Mailbag.
Yes,
we have
sir.
a mailbag. So if you want to send us a question or send us a comment, if you want to ask a question tonight live on the show, we're going to do our damnedest to answer it. You know that. We always got opinions.
Right now.
So,
We want the audience to also know that in the future we're gonna have other mailbags, and if you have some things you want us to cover, you gotta hit us up, hit me up, inbox me or whatever the case was, or if you have a number, call me or whatever, or any of them, and we will try to get you in the next mailbag. But let's go with this one. Run with this one we have now, ladies. Mailbag
all right, so
tonight.
we randomly pulled 3 questions out of the email. It's really an email, not mailbag. But anyway, it's our mailbag. Question number 1 came from a viewer, and the question was from a viewer. They said, "So, look, I'm kind of a loner, and folks keep telling me I need to join some kind of social group because it'll help me live longer. Is that real science or just some straight up BS?" That was the question. That was the question. Let's take a look at the video and come back, and we're going to break it down on the other side. See?
This question comes from a viewer. Can the people in my circle have an impact on my health? Another good question from our viewers. Have you ever heard the saying, it's not what you know, it's who you know? Well, when it comes to living longer, the people in your life matter more than you might think. Studies show that having strong social connections can actually help you live longer. People with close friendships and supportive communities tend to have lower stress, better immune function, and even a healthier heart. That's pretty amazing, right? In fact, a study from Harvard shows that strong relationships improve health and longevity. But on the other hand, loneliness can be dangerous. In fact, it's been linked to health risks like high blood pressure, heart disease, and depression. While this may be difficult for you, believe loneliness can be more harmful than smoking 15 cigarettes a day. Having friends and people who check in on you, who laugh with you, and challenge you to be better can help lower stress and boost your mood. It's not just about fun. There's also having that extra support in tough times. The key to stress reduction? Friendships. Being part of a community, whether through a church, volunteer work, or even just social groups, gives you a sense of purpose. And when you feel like you belong, you're often more likely to stay active and engaged in life. Social connections give you purpose. Friendships and community are like life's secret weapons for good health. So, invest in the people around you because your social circle could be the key to a longer, healthier life. Ready to boost your health with some meaningful connections? Go call or text a friend and spend time together. Trust me, your future self and health will thank you.
All right. So that's what the video said. Nice job narrating,
Yes, sir.
Q, on the video. So, question again. So I'm kind of a loner. This is what the viewer is saying. Folks keep telling me I need to join some type of social group because it'll help me live longer. Is that real science or just some straight up BS? Arden, what say you, brother?
I would say yes. Yes, indeed. I mean, sometimes it's proven with when you see a couple that have been married for 60 years or 50 years, and you see the husband or the wife pass, and 2-3 weeks later the other person passes, or a couple of months later the other person passes. I mean, you have times where like somebody's living and they're sick and they're waiting for their children, they're waiting for their aunt, their cousin, their mother, whomever else. When that person comes and they see them, they're good. But there's a lot of studies that show laughing and how healthy laughing is and laughter is. But the main ingredient, and I always say this, peace and love, but the main ingredient is love. When you're around people that you truly love and that truly love you, that is incredibly healthy. And there's no way around, living without love. I don't think.
Great answer, brother. Great answer. Q.
Yes, sir.
Number 2 right there. Drop some opinions or knowledge on that one.
The question was can being a part of a community or group really give someone a sense of purpose? And my response to that is absolutely. Sometimes just being a part of a group, whether it could be church, it could be a work group or a volunteer, it could be anything, it could be any kind of group or community thing. But feeling appreciated, being active, it can help keep you healthy. Your mind you're using your mind and you're thinking, you're moving your body and moving around. You're involved with others who may have similar interests. All those type of things can help motivate you. It's like the community of intermittent fasting. If you're in a group that's doing some of the same things, that's more apt to work for you. You know what I mean? It's naturally y'all guys all hear this the comment that if you hang around the barbershop long enough, sooner or later you're gonna do what? You're gonna get a haircut. Well, it's the same thing. It's the same thing with our social circles. If we hang around with people doing positive things, more than likely we're going to be doing positive things. So yes, I think the community which you hang around can have an influence, a positive influence on your health.
Great answer. Kenny, number 3 right here for you, brother.
And to piggyback off you, E and Arden, first of all, having friendships and not being a loner being a loner definitely affects your physical health as well as your mental health. You're sitting around worrying. You're sitting around worrying with nothing to do. You're feeling some pain and you're feeling the pressure. Well, let me tell you, pain is pressure, and pressure busts pipes. Okay?
Go ahead,
So
bro.
imagine what it can do to you. But absolutely, having good friendships and having something to do, like he said, being a part of something, feeling a part of something, being appreciated. It lowers. There's a stress hormone called cortisol.
Yes.
A very big stress hormone. It relieves that. It helps you relieve stress cortisol. Laughing, talking, having a good time. Sometimes when I'm stressed out, you know what I do? I found some videos on YouTube of reporters, like news reporters live on TV, like messing up, screwing up and laughing, just the uncontrollable laughter. And I could be having the worst day ever. And I would get on there and look at that, and I'd be sitting there laughing like I just saw it for the first time, and I probably seen it 5 or 6 times. So you need to find an outlet, a release.
Let me ask y'all a bonus question on this one, because Kenny, during COVID, when people was wrapped up wrapped up in their house by themselves, couldn't go nowhere and all that type of stuff. And you couldn't join those social clubs. Social club was, unless you joined it online.
Zoom.
Yeah, something like that. I think the studies found that there was a lot of depression during that time period. Too.
Absolutely. That's where I was going to go, Lanny. That's where I was going to go.
So that mental part, Kenny, that you said is absolutely on point, my brother. Great for bringing that up. You know?
Absolutely.
Lanny, and also talked about
a lot of people didn't make it out of COVID.
Yeah, a lot of people doing COVID.
Hold on, Q.
It affected a lot of children as well because they couldn't interact with other children as much as they would like to. So it affected a lot of children also.
Yeah,
that's a good point.
A lot of people didn't make it out of COVID, not because of COVID. A lot of people just lost it. They had no release of that pain, no release of that pressure. And I'm gonna say it one more time: pain is pressure, and pressure busts pipes. Imagine what it can do to you. So you have to find some type of outlet. I don't care if it's looking at a video like I do, talking to your friends, or getting on E's video when he walking and saying something and him responding to you. That may uplift you. You know what I mean? Whatever you do to make you feel uplifted, you have to take advantage of it because this thing is real.
It's funny you say that because Kenny, during COVID, that was one of the things I knew I could do alone. So I would walk alone and still be able to communicate with people. And it was an outlet. It was kind of an outlet to really still be able to communicate. All right, you got something you want to add to that? Because I know you got something to say about that at least.
No, I mean, I think you guys really hit it. I mean, I just feel like, you know, the more people you have around, you're focusing on helping them and they're focusing on helping you. And I mean, it's almost like working out. If you going out to work out tomorrow morning, and that was one of the mornings I stayed up late and I ain't feel like I wasn't gonna go out that morning. You called me up. You like, dang, man. You all kinds of big swole head somebody, but you outside walking with it and they got you out the bed. And that's what we need, man. You know,
good point.
I feel
another question from out the mailbag.
Okay.
This was a real interesting question from the mailbag, and I skipped the order by mistake. I went to question 3 instead of question 2. But anyway, somebody said viewer question is KBS. I've been noticing these kids today looking a little chunky. And barely, I shouldn't laugh.
Not a little.
I've been noticing these kids today looking a little chunky and barely step foot outside. Like, what happened to tag and kickball and playing outside? I heard kids not taking gym classes anymore. For real, what's being done to keep our babies healthy? That's a good question, though. It's a really good question. So let's take a quick look at the video. Come back.
Hey, kids and parents. Have you ever wondered, why are our children fatter these days? Well, childhood obesity has definitely spiked compared to a few decades ago. And here's why. First, kids aren't moving as much. Once upon a time, kids played tag, rode bikes, jumped rope, climbed trees, and ran around until dinner time. But today, more kids are sitting still, glued to video games, tablets, phones, and TV shows. Second, playtime has changed. Old school games like hide and seek, kickball, and hopscotch kept kids moving, balancing, and laughing. Neighborhoods used to be filled with kids playing outside, but now, safety concerns and screens keep them inside. And last, diet. Years ago, snacks were homemade or simple. Think fruit nuts or a sandwich. Today, it's drive-thrus, chips, sugary drinks, and processed foods everywhere you turn. So what can we do? Get outside, move more, eat better, and have fun the way kids are supposed to. Because healthy kids are happy kids.
All right, like that. So, again, the question was, let me get the question back. It says, been noticing these kids is looking a little chunky and barely step foot outside. Like, what happened to tag, kickball, playing outside? I heard kids not taking gym classes anymore. That kind of upsets me, that one right there, if that's true. Because that was mandatory when I was in school. You had to take gym class.
Yeah, you fed.
PE. For real, what's being done to keep our babies healthy? All right, viewer. Good question. Good question, viewer. Let's chop it up. Let's see. Let's see what's going around the horn. Q. Starting with you, brother. Let's go around the horn. Let's see what Q said. If I can get my questions right.
What you got, Q?
Well, I'm going to address why kids are more obese compared to decades ago. Why has the culture of playing changed for kids? Well, man, the video kind of covered a little bit, but we're going to break it down a little bit more. Lifestyles have changed so much. Our children just aren't as active as they were in the past. I mean, because of things like video, the way they play now, the play culture has changed. They would rather stay inside and play on their computers and on their phones and game, and gaming is a large part of it as well. They'd rather do that than do the outside things that we used to do. Remember, we used to go out, we used to swing on the monkey bars and go get on the swings and play hopscotch and play hide and go seek and play. Well, all right, remember we used to go outside and play this game called Man Get It?
Oh yeah, I remember that.
I thought you was gonna say something else when you get it.
Oh yes, sir, man. I mean, we were just so active, man. That was the things we did. I mean, we would go outside, and your mother and father had to call you in because you wanted to hang out so much. Now, it's a struggle getting them to go outside beyond the doors, which is, and those things are a big part of it, along with the fact that how what we feed our children has changed so much. Man, all those sugary drinks and all that stuff with, like naturally you always talk about, all those things with so many negative things in our food that we're feeding our children.
Comment from a viewer, Q. Excuse me for cutting you off. Comment from a viewer, though. Turner Head said, then you got the government taking away all the neighborhood playgrounds and rec centers. The cost, what did you say? The cost of, I'm sorry.
Junk food.
Junk food is cheaper instead of healthy alternative. People struggle financially. I think she kind of nailed it right there.
All the way through.
Yep.
She kind of ran the game.
That's exactly what it is, Turner Head.
Yep.
Yeah. Ronnie, you're on point with that, honey. No question about it. I mean, that cheap stuff that we're feeding our children is also the thing that's blowing our children up.
So that I'm a kidding. So that makes me harken back anyway, like recalling what type of activities do you recall that help keep kids fit in the past?
I remember it's so many, Lenny. I remember out Pendle Avenue, we used to play. We played a lot of baseball, a lot of softball. Where Eric house is now used to be a miniature baseball field. We played out there every day. And then I moved up to playing basketball over Germantown with Simon Queen and Gino Tongue and all that. We moved up to playing tackle football over Germantown Field, Marcel Cole with our good friend and all of that. It was always something to do. And like E said, we were supposed to be in the house by the time the street lights come on. Sometimes we got our behinds beat because we wasn't in by the time we was out, but we were out doing something physical, riding bikes, doing something. In
you know what, Kenny? My wife told me the other day, and I thought it was just me. I thought I was unique. My wife told me the other day, we were talking about her stepfather that passed, and she lived down Davidsonville. Then she moved to Annapolis over there by what was that, gate number 5 or something over there by
Naval Academy.
Yeah, by Naval Academy, right.
Naval Academy, yeah.
And she said she remembered one time her and a couple of her girlfriends rode their bikes from Naval Academy. From Naval Academy down to Davidsonville. And I remember distinctly, I remember us taking bikes out of Annapolis, going across the Sandy Point Bridge up to Sandy Point, up to Savannah Park, riding bikes as kids, like unseen distances.
We used to
like
ride
we was in
all
Tour de
over
France
Annapolis.
or some shit.
We used to ride all over Annapolis, everywhere, from
Like
Gardens
my
down
man said.
Rockwood, 20, Five Waters, Annapolis Woods, down the rec center, everywhere. It was just a more active lifestyle. It's just the way that things have changed. Unfortunately, kids are in the house or in the video games with a cheeseburger.
Cheryl says.
And like Pamela Williams is saying that food is more expensive too. Organic food and stuff is expensive, and it's true, Pam. And that's a part
true.
of it as well. Yeah, we're
That's
talking
very
about the
true.
cheaper.
Then you have a lot of single parents, single moms, and single dads are home. They're working 2 jobs. The kids are home. They're gonna get a cheeseburger, get some fries, get some of them processed chicken nuggets from the frozen department. That's where we are as a society. That's what it is.
Through the process in there, through the process.
Yeah.
That's what it is. I mean, for real.
I like what
what's
Cheryl
the
was talking
all-time
about
favorite?
electronics. What electronics
What's
is
the
doing as
all-time
well.
favorite? Oodles or noodles? One of the
Oh,
worst
God.
things you can feed.
Yeah,
Oh,
wow,
my
that's
God.
some horrible stuff right
You used to get them big jumbo packs of oodles or noodles. You got 5 kids. We got 10 packs of noodles.
Everybody got a snack. Everybody got a snack.
So that's where we are.
there.
Instead of an apple or some grapes or some carrots, celery sticks. No,
Pam says she
Hey,
can walk from
Nothing. You gonna throw them in the microwave.
Pam is so right. She said we would walk from Newtown 19 to Eastport.
Eastport.
Pam, I remember that. I remember it, honey. I remember it. No question about
I have
it.
to walk from Garden
How
City.
about not just walk over there? You walk over there, play about 5, 6, 7 games of basketball or 4 games of football, and then
Yes, sir.
walk
Yes.
back home.
There
Or,
you go.
Like
There
I
you
would
go.
walk back out to Parole and then walk back out to Spar Road.
Yes,
So,
sir.
I mean,
we would walk down Snake Road. We would walk down Snake
Yep.
Road to Bestgate, go out there, play 4 or 5 games of basketball, and walk
Come
back up
back.
Snake Road to Garden.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Well, in the famous words of an artist that performed at the Super Bowl, kids today, not like
Not
us.
like us. Not like us.
Not like us. Not like us.
Not like us. They
for
not
sure,
like us.
bro.
No, that wasn't right. That wasn't right.
Absolutely right there.
But Joanne says safety for our kids is now different. That is definitely
No question, Joanne. I mean, that's a part of it as well.
Joe.
That's
Yeah,
a part
you're
of it as
right.
well. We have to be more careful because we have more predators on the scene now than ever as well. So that's
You know, and
also
I'm gonna tell you that I'm not sure if it's more or less, but right now what we do have is we got more promotion.
yeah.
So we're gonna hear
of
all
that.
of those stories.
I
there
like
was
Mark
so
and
many
Nick's comment.
I remember so many things happening, it would never make the news. So
Yeah.
you didn't
True.
know.
Man, y'all
Especially
making some
nowadays,
good points.
With
Good
God, you
point.
can't hit-
That's a great point.
Good
Yes,
point,
sir.
Margaret. Another good point right here, Q. DoorDash,
Yeah,
Instacart make it all so easy. No
Oh.
doubt.
Oh yeah, I mean
It
Ronnie
does.
Ronnie is so right about that. The DoorDash
bringing
and
fast
Instacart.
food.
I mean, when I see people ordering DoorDash and stuff from McDonald's, I'm like, Jesus, come on, y'all. I mean, how lazy we gonna get that? How lazy are we
That
really
is so
gonna
right.
get?
That is so right, turning
definitely
heads.
not
Instead
like
of
us.
we on the video game, instead of putting them chicken nuggets in the microwave, we just gonna order them from Burger King.
Yep. I mean, they can order food from their game consoles these days. It's just nuts. That's nuts,
The
man.
last and final question that we pulled out the mailbag, and I was happy to see that somebody even asked about this because
Yes, me too.
we haven't talked about intermittent fasting as much as we do on this show that we used to. Margaret said, what did Margaret say? Hold on. We had a dirt basketball ring out at Spyro
Sure
that
did.
everyone came to play. Yep.
Sure did.
Yep.
Sure did.
Viewer question number 2, that was really the final question for tonight, unless y'all have a question, audience. We'd be happy to answer your question live. But the viewer said, all right, so y'all always hyping up this intermittent fasting thing, but I ain't getting it. Like how it really works, and more importantly, is this gonna actually work for me or not? Good question. Because I mean, look, it is our go-to mechanism. I mean, I gain, I lose. I'm back on the losing thing right now. Just because I've been fasting more. I just say, look, summer's coming. I want to take off about 15, 20. I don't mind carrying some weight through the winter, but I'm down 10 over the last couple of weeks, just fasting more. That's all. You know what I mean?
Really jumping back into your
As a
room.
matter of- That's funny. Natural, I just talked to you about that Saturday, did I not? Saturday night while we were at the event, I was telling Natural. Now I just turned the switch back up and
Yeah.
went back to my principles and bam,
I don't have
it
to
came
buy
right
a
up,
pill.
right
Don't.
right off.
Don't need to buy a pill or none of that. So, Arden, can you help the person's question out? They said they wanted to know, define intermittent fasting for them, and what's kind of like some of the most popular things that.
Well, to really make it easy, everybody intermittent fast. If you go to sleep, you intermittent fast. Unless you're eating and sleeping at the same time, and that's extremely dangerous.
What you say could be dangerous.
Extremely dangerous. You mess around, choke. But
that's a hard one.
I mean, bro. So breakfast is just the break of your fast overnight. And I just say, the key times of intermittent fasting, just to put it out there, is a 16-hour window of not eating anything that will, be a calorie intake, so a caloric intake. Meaning you can drink water, you can tea, non-sweetened, coffee even non-sweetened. But water is a great thing. But you're talking about 8-hour window of eating, and which you can get 2 to 3 meals in that 8 hours of eating, which just focuses the time on your consumption within a window. That window can move around. Doesn't have to be like a steadfast thing of 12 to 8 or whatever else. Sometimes, like this weekend when we knew we were going out, I'm sure everybody said, you know what, I'll eat later. So people probably broke their fast around 5, 6 o'clock, so they could have time throughout the evening, or whatever worked for you. And that's the beautiful thing about it. It's whatever works for you, but you want to try to focus on at least 16 hours of time where you're not eating, and create an 8-hour window of consuming your food. The big part about it is, since you're eating in that 8-hour window, you want to find nutrient-dense foods, quality foods. That is extremely important. The lifestyle is indicative of adding some exercise, which could be as simple as walking to that program. But it's so helpful for your body to have 16 hours to process whatever you've eaten in that 8 hours, and then utilize the power to focus that energy on healing yourself. And there's so many studies that show an immense amount of health benefits of intermittent fasting for mental, physical, almost spiritual. Fasting is spiritual, actually. That's why even in the word says fast and pray. So
yep.
The bottom line is, if you think it's hard for you, and you're like, oh, I don't know if I can go 16 hours without eating, you can. But if you don't think you can start off with 12 hours. 12 hours, and then
good point, good point.
Adjust. 12 hours on, 12 hours off. And after your body adjusts, you'll find out you'll probably be slipping into 14 to 15 hours by accident, just because you were on the 12 hours, but now you feel so good that you'll slide into the intermittent fasting. And after you get into it for a few weeks, it's not even a thing. It's just, depending on you as a person, if you skip breakfast or you don't skip breakfast.
So with that, and Margaret says, good job, Arden, explaining the concept. Sometimes we need a refresher course, and which is so true. I mean, you broke that down so eloquently. So Margaret gives you a big shout out. Vanessa says, what do you think about CMOS? We're gonna come back to that in a quick second, because I want Arden to answer that a little bit, but we get through this fasting thing, Vanessa. So Kenny, though, explain eating while sleeping. That's some crazy, shiggity diggity.
But first and foremost, before we go any further, I gotta put the disclaimer out. We are not providing any medical advice. We suggest that you, before trying anything that you hear on the Night Brother Show, consult with your physician first to make sure it's right for you, and then try. We are not providing any medical advice or telling you to go out to do this and you're gonna live 100 years. That's not.
Hey, Lenny, that boy good. I tell you, that boy good. That Kenny good. I tell you, I love that boy.
Yeah,
First
he
and
is.
foremost,
Yeah, he is.
like Lenny alluded to, him and I probably the most have been on and off, and I'm back on it after my medical debacle or whatever. So start slow. If you can't do 16 hours and do the 8 hour thing like my brother Arden said, try 12 hours. You sleep. Most people sleep 7 or 8 hours. You would like to anyway. 4 hours. 4 hours. You know what I'm saying? Have something. And then here's where I go wrong. Here's where I went wrong at first. Whatever you decide your eating window to be, 4 hours or 8 hours, don't go out and get 2 buckets of chicken, 3 cheeseburgers, a milkshake. Find something sensible that you like. If you want a hamburger, maybe down the road after you're into it, you can get off and get right back on. But when you're starting, you don't want to, whatever your window is, 8 hours, 4 hours, don't pig out. Don't go to McDonald's and sit in the drive-thru and wait and say, oh, I got 15 minutes left. Now I'm going to pig out. No, you'll defeat the purpose. It helps with weight loss, of course. It helps with speed your metabolism. You want to stay hydrated because you're not eating as much. So you want to drink a lot of water, non-sugary drinks, no artificial sweeteners, non-caloric intake is what it is. But my big brother here, E, this is the him of intermittent fasting. E, before you answer your question, tell them how much you lost during you started your intermittent fasting journey and where you are now. This is the him of intermittent fasting. Big bro.
Well, I thank you. I thank you for that, brother. But you mentioned something. You and Arden both mentioned something that some people may have to start with a 12-hour fast, and that's good. You want to start somewhere because if you're sleeping, a normal person sleeps about 8 hours. So extend it out another 4 hours is 12 hours. But the key is this, and I did lose over 100 and some pounds doing intermittent fasting. But the key is this, to really, really maximize the benefits of fasting, you do want to extend your fast out a little longer. And sometimes people have to build to that. You have to build from 12 hours to 16 hours. But when you start to go beyond 16 hours, that's when some other benefits really, really kick in, man. I mean, some incredible benefits start to kick in. And some of those benefits are things like autophagy. And that's something that you don't even hear that term very much. But autophagy is one of the benefits of intermittent fasting that it's like a little known secret. But I explain autophagy is it's kind of like a self-cleaning oven. If you think of a self-cleaning oven, okay, how an oven will clean up its own mess. Well, that's what autophagy does for our body. Autophagy will clean up some of those old and damaged cells that we have in our body, stuff that's in around our body. When we reach a phase of autophagy through fasting, then it renews some of those old cells and cleans them up and make them new again. It makes our bodies function much cleaner and much better. And you will find that when you're going through autophagy, when you're in that autophagy phase, man, your energy levels will get stupid. They get crazy, man. That's why I always try to exercise in the morning. For me, I exercise in the morning because I'm in a fasted state then, and my energy levels are so incredible. So one of the things you want to think about is extending your fast a little bit if you can. Getting out to 18 hours. Getting to 20 hours. Getting to OMAD. If you can even get to OMAD level, 1 meal a day. Which is where I was crazy enough. I started there. I started with 1 meal a day. And that's why things happen for me so rapid. But I didn't realize everybody can't happen that. So I don't push that on people. Start where you can, but make that a goal that you'd like to reach because the benefits are
incredible.
Awesome answers, gentlemen.
Right,
Incredible,
So
bro.
I wanted to kick it to Vanessa's question of what do you think about CMOS? So a couple of facts, Vanessa, just off the break, CMOS is an amazing thing. It's basically, what CMOS
Turn your mic
is.
up a little, Lenny.
I'll turn my mic up a little bit.
That's it. No, you good right there.
Okay, basically it's Irish moss. It's a red seaweed used for centuries. A lot of potential health benefits. It's really nutrient dense and nutrient rich sources of iodine, calcium, magnesium, iron, vitamin A, C, and K.
Good luck listing them.
Yeah,
Because
I use it.
96.
I mean, it's all different ways you could do it. You can see it right here in this kind of dry, dehydrated state. I actually eat it like this. At this picture right here, I actually eat it in this form, which is like a seaweed that you can buy. You can get it at a lot of places where, like, if you go to the grocery store, Kenny, in the section where you get egg rolls and all of that type of stuff.
Yeah, the natural
buy
section.
this, and it's once you acquire the taste, it's delicious.
Yeah,
It's
but
delicious.
it can be other forms of it as well. That's
And
great.
it has
I ain't in restaurants.
a lot of benefits though for you, man. Supports digestion, improves circulation, reduce inflammation. 92 essential daily minerals. Damn, that's a lot in one thing. So
out of
yes,
the 105 you need, it's got 90. I think it was 96, but 92 is even good too. But bottom line is, it's super packed.
yes. So absolutely, a great thing to try, eat, and incorporate into your diets. Because the way I eat it in that green form, it's like a snack almost. It's like
People use it to season the food
yeah,
also.
yeah, it's like a snack. So I mean, check it out. But great question,
Grind it
Vanessa.
in.
Thank
Great
you for that
question.
question.
So yeah, but it's time to get on up out of here. Still got last week's stuff on the screen. But we do still thank Sylvia Ennis for joining us last week. Sylvia was a great guest last week.
Yes, she was. We talked to her a couple of
Great
times
show.
this week. You
You
still
go
have
back
some
and
great
look at it
things
last
to
week. Go back and check it out.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, definitely if you missed the show. Closing thoughts, fellas. Let's kick it around the horn real fast. Who wants to start? Q?
Go ahead, Ken.
First and foremost, I want to thank our loyal audience that have been joining us for years. Every Tuesday night, 8:05 p.m. on YouTube. We have so much coming down the pipe. So many interesting guests with so many interesting viewpoints. I'd like to thank each and every one of you, as always, for supporting us. We'll see you next week. We have another great show lined up for you.
No doubt.
Big Bro,
Where can you get the snack from? You could buy the snack form from. You could, like I said, most grocery stores have it. Sorry about that, Coach Q. But Emma wanted to know. You can go to the grocery store and like most grocery stores have like sushi
a
or
natural section.
yeah, something like that. It's right there with the sushi and egg rolls and all that, and you'll see it in a clear pack. But if it's delicious, man. You can eat it alone, stand alone, or you can add it to salads or anything like that.
Yeah, I was about to say add it to salads. That
Yeah.
is just a big way of consuming it.
Margaret said you can also get can you use the sea moss
The
pills?
pills.
Yeah,
Yes, you
absolutely.
can.
You need cold powder.
I always recommend pills for somebody that has a real problem with their palate and
Taste.
stuff being
Yeah.
pungent. You should taste profile, or you know what I mean. Try it
That's
in a
right.
pill form until you can kind of do it another way. So, but go ahead, keep
Or
closing thoughts.
powders added to it, smoothies and shakes and things of that nature. You can add it by using powders
Wow,
as well.
big shout outs, Q. Margaret Nick's
Yep.
70th birthday tomorrow.
Margaret Nick,
Everybody
happy
still watching.
birthday.
Drop a happy
Number one,
birthday.
now they got a big birthday
Number one
coming up.
stunner.
That's awesome.
Oh man, shout
definitely
out.
give me a shout out tomorrow,
Birthday
Margaret.
early to Margaret Nick.
Yeah, way to go, Margaret.
Happy solar
We
return.
don't want to leave you out. Definitely want to wish you a happy birthday, Margaret. Hope you have an incredible day.
Happy birthday, Margaret.
Have a great day, Margaret. Wow.
Absolutely.
Wonderful. Yeah.
And that's a
blessing.
tremendous, Margaret. That's a tremendous milestone too, baby.
Yes.
It's a tremendous milestone. There you go. That's what I'm talking about, Cheryl.
That's turning heads. Love you.
Happy
Appreciate you.
birthday to Margaret. Thank you for the show too. But more about Margaret That's the way to go, Cheryl. Happy birthday from Turner Head.
Absolutely.
That's a tremendous
Cheryl.
milestone,
Tell Keith
man.
I said, what up, Cheryl?
Yes, that is an incredible milestone there.
Incredible milestone.
That you're doing a whole lot better now is so beautiful. I'm glad to.
Amen.
Glad you know the blessings that you're having right now. Indeed.
Amen. And
That's
still, you know, got all your faculties and
sure.
and body healthy and
More
man,
than a
I
reasonable
tell you.
portion of health and strength, as I like to call it. Yeah.
What you say? A portion? What you say, Q?
More than a reasonable portion of health and strength.
Yeah,
That's something to be thankful for right there in itself.
That's all you can ask for at 65,
Yes, sir.
70 and all that. More than a reasonable portion. You know.
Yep.
So anyway, y'all, shout out to y'all. Thank y'all so much. Thank y'all for saying
Good night,
happy birthday
everybody.
to me last week. And
That's
thank you for Wallace having a great party last weekend. Just another moment for us to get together and enjoy each other's company and be around people. Because, I mean, we still losing folks in and around the community.
Yes, sir.
There's a couple of people, Brother Peanut, I see you on Facebook today. You know, may God rest his soul.
Yeah,
in
lost
peace.
another friend, Miss Sharon White, too. And we lost her this week as well, man.
Yeah.
Sharon White.
I mean, I
and,
was starting to hear that, man. That's my
Sharon
girl. Was one of
White.
my
and
girl
Kenny,
there.
you was
I'll
mentioning
give a
somebody.
shout out to the friends, to the friends and family of a good friend of mine from back in the day, John Locke, who passed away. Rest in peace, brother. AG for life.
Yeah.
Yep.
So, all right, y'all. We got something interesting coming up in the future.
Yes, sir. A lot of
Where y'all from? Where y'all from? Are you from Eastport? Are you from Fourth Ward? Are you from Bywaters? We got a surprise coming up, a feature that we're going to be coming up in the next few shows down the pike here, the next few 4 to 6 weeks. So, real interesting show concept. So anyway,
Yep, we got another interesting brother who's gonna be coming on soon too, man. As a matter of fact, we saw him Saturday night. We had at the party, but we got a brother who's gonna be coming on, man. Pastor Nolan Henson, man. That brother, woo, he's doing some things, man. He's doing some things. He's gonna be joining us in a few weeks. I mean, he's all over in Africa. He's a deep sea fisherman. He's a Ravens fan. He's just the all-around great guy. So
he
he's
done
gonna
lost me right there. He just lost me right there.
because he's a Ravens
The
fan.
Raven stuff. You know?
Yo,
Anyway, all right, give us call. Take us out before I get in trouble. All right, take us out, please.
Hey man, well you know, it's about you know our family here, and it's time. It's springtime, so let's use this spring to get everything in together. It's warming up. You know, work on whether it's 12, 16, 18, 20 hours of fasting. Try to this week to, you know, jump into a fasting lifestyle. If you're not on it, if you are slightly on it, try to ratchet up another hour, half hour, 2 hours, or whatever that is, and see if you can take a walk. Walking every day, keep walking every day. If you're not walking any at all this week, try to get out there 1 or 2 times. If you're going out there 2 times, add 1 more. But all I'm saying is just add a little bit more to whatever's going to make you more healthy. So when we look up at in July and June, you know, you already got your fine back. You know what I mean? Because healthy is the new sexy. And we want
All
you
right.
to get yourself. Peace
All right,
and love.
y'all.
Good night, everybody.
Deuces.
See you next week.
All right, next week.